Hello America, Internet, World, and Madam President. I'm Grant, the narrator of this video. As you may already know, our most recent installment of Five Nights at Freddy's was age-restricted. For our obscene actions and sense of humor regarding mammary glands and acts of a carnal nature, I am deeply sorry. The process of content creation is one that requires constant creativity. We lost ourselves to this process and pushed boundaries for the sake of entertainment and lost sight of what's truly important: family. I hope you enjoy this family-friendly version of that video. Aha! Just when you thought I was done, here I am again. I'm like a whack-a-mole, but with FNAF videos. While our last Five Nights at Freddy's video did have solved in its title, I have much more to say on the topic of FNAF's Ultimate Custom Night. I have yet another idea. A hint of truth that I wasn't quite sure of how to put into our last video because, well, I hadn't thought of it yet. In fact, this theory is in much the same vein as the last one, but with a massive twist to it. And that's what I want to discuss today. Ultimate Custom Night brings with it a lot of uncertainty. Hello again. We are about to come to a sentence that brought shame upon our entire channel. We disgracefully used a term that refers to larger mammary glands for purpose of amusing metaphor, and for that, I apologize. We will now return to the video. That sentence and its editing will be adapted for your viewing pleasure. It's the ultimate family, if you will. And spilling out of that are all of the comments you guys had from our previous video. Questions, exclamations, things you didn't understand. Gentle viewer, it is I, Grant. I apologize, but I am unable to show my face in the wake of the next joke, which was indeed not family-friendly. In this jest, we alluded to an interspecies romantic advance between one Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony and the appendage of a cephalopod. This was not funny. Please enjoy our new family-friendly edits and forgive us for our trespasses. Which is quite understandable. FNAF certainly isn't the easiest franchise to follow. The next portion of the original video was not family-friendly. It depicted homoerotic acts of coitus between famed horror director M. Night Shyamalan and the Chuck E. Cheese mascot so as to describe the vibe Five Nights at Freddy's gives off. As you surely already understand, we regret our decision to include this in the original video. The following audio and visuals have been modified for your viewing pleasure. Every game is a twist we haven't expected, but I believe I have the answers we're all searching for. So join me as we once more discover the tale of the one who should not have been killed. Today we uncover what may very well be the true fate of William Afton, Golden Freddy, Michael Afton, and all the animatronics. This is the true story of Five Nights at Freddy's, of Ultimate Custom Night. The story you never knew. Hello, it's me again. Before the rest of this video begins, I just want to make sure you understand that despite this franchise being about a mass murderer who has killed countless children, tortured their souls, and is now in endless agony, that this video is indeed family-friendly. While violence, gruesome death, and eternal torment do not violate the label of appropriate for all ages, I just want to reiterate that the jokes we made were not okay. Let's continue. Now, before I even begin this video, if you haven't seen our last Ultimate Custom Night video, it's vital that you watch it. I'm going to be going through some of what we covered there, but mainly in terms of clarifying, not necessarily going into deep explanations. So if you haven't seen that, go watch it first, then come back to this, since they're extremely related. There are some FNAF book spoilers in there and also in here, so beware if that's something you're worried about. Also, we're about to go deep into FNAF, so if you have questions as I go, keep watching. I'm gonna get into a lot of different things in this video. Alright, so as you may remember from our last FNAF vid, we focused heavily on the one you shouldn't have killed. To break it down, I believe that William Afton is the one we play as in this game. We're in his purgatory, or perhaps more accurately, his The next word of the original video was not family-friendly. Despite using it for its Christian biblical meaning, many believe that hello, minus the O, is a curse word, and will will bring a curse upon those who hear it and those who say it. Bible, page 25. So for the rest of this video, we will instead refer to this realm as Flaming Hot Cheetos Place. Flaming Hot Cheetos Place. An existential space specifically designed so he can die over and over and over again and never really pass on. Now, how did we come to this realization? Well, there's so many clues throughout the game that point to us being William. Everything from voice lines like the puppets,
I recognize you, but I'm not afraid of you. Not anymore.
And Orville's,
I will hold you here. I will keep you here. No matter how many times they burn us.
point straight to the idea of William being our player. The puppet who was killed by William would recognize him, of course, and would no longer be afraid of William now that he is trapped and powerless. Meanwhile, Orville's lines about being burned is a direct callback to FNAF 6's ending wherein Henry burns the entire place to the ground with William inside. Now, I know that many people think that we actually play as Michael Afton in this game. However, other voice lines prove it's not Michael we play as. Voice lines like Nightmare Freddy's that allow us to infer that our player is a murderer. Hence Nightmare Freddy saying,
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed.
Michael has not killed anyone. Michael doesn't know how to create animatronics. He cannot be the main character in this game, so we are indeed working with William here. Plus, the whole old man consequences leave the demon to his demons line. I mean, come on! Mike ain't a demon. An android, sure, but not a demon. We're talking about William here! I'm sorry for the use of the word demon, as it is representative of the Flaming Hot Cheetos place. However, it was a quote directly from the game, so there was nothing I could do to scrub that evil from this script. My deepest and humblest apologies to you and your families. I also know many people raised the problem of Afton being an animatronic in the game, so how could we possibly play as William when he's a character in the game? Well, when it comes to Flaming Hot Cheetos place, there aren't really any rules. It's like asking how both the puppet and Lefty can be there at the same time. They're the same soul, right? So logically, it should be impossible. Obviously, this game is taking place on another plane of existence, not our earthly reality. So I chalk it up to Afton being there as the part of William who is tormented by his own actions. The guilt, the sorrow, the madness that must come with killing so many children is that part we're seeing when we play as William Afton, while also playing against animatronic Afton. Now that we've cleared that up, let's move on to understanding the one you shouldn't have killed. We know we play as William Afton. We also know that William killed a lot of people, right? Like a ridiculous amount of children. Look at all these dead children! I am dreadfully sorry for the image of 8-bit children being dumped into a mass grave before their time. I will now respectfully name each individual fictional child as a memorial. Kyle, Abby, Johnny, Taylor, Megan, Alice. They're all white. That's a lot of dead gray pixel blobs, right? But we don't know all of them. In fact, we really only know a handful of the names of the children William killed. In terms of those who have died, the ones who possess special powers in these games boil down to 2 children, the puppet and Golden Freddy. And while the puppet obviously has her importance, this game is about Golden Freddy. He's the one with the end of the game cutscene. He's the one who still has a soul within him after the rest have been burned in FNAF 6. So who is Golden Freddy? We've gone over it multiple times already, but due to some fancy code breaking in the FNAF survival logbook, we know that Golden Freddy is named Cassidy. And since Golden Freddy is named Michael in the books, Cassidy has to refer to the game's Golden Freddy. So it seems incredibly likely that Cassidy is the one William shouldn't have killed. If Golden Freddy is at the end of this game, Golden Freddy has crazy special soul powers, and Golden Freddy is the one talked to during the OMC minigame, all signs point to Golden Freddy being the one William shouldn't have killed. Which brings us to the issue so many people had with our last video. Our proclamation that Michael Afton is Golden Freddy. Now, I still completely believe this is true, but I want to re-explain why I think that. See, many of you commented saying that William didn't kill Michael. Michael's brother was the one who put him into the animatronic's mouth. But this is sort of the same as putting a 5-year-old in the driver's seat and when they crash the car, blaming the 5-year-old for everyone dying. It's the parents' fault. I want to atone for this imagery. America was built on one core foundation: family. Making myself a toddler driving a car and killing others isn't funny. It does not show family values. I apologize, America. I have disgraced you and everything you stand for.
Michael's brother didn't program the animatronics. I mean, don't get me wrong, his brother is a dick and a half who torments his younger brother to no end, but he's not a killer. We know who programmed the animatronics to kill. William. It's like saying no one killed Elizabeth, the animatronics just malfunctioned. No, we know that William programmed these animatronics to kill. We hear Baby describe her own programming in Sister Location.
There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1.
It's not the brother's fault Michael is dead, it's William's. He doesn't have to do it by his own hand to be responsible. William's creations are under his responsibility. Now remember, as we explained in our last video, Michael was originally named Cassidy. Cassidy gets bitten by Golden Freddy and then dies. We hear the flat line at the end of FNAF 4 as the child fades away in the final cutscene. It's difficult to hear with the music, but it is there. Cassidy definitely dies.
God rest his soul. May he find peace with Jesus of Nazareth.
Cassidy's soul possesses Golden Freddy, the animatronic that killed him. So then, how is Mike alive if Mike is Cassidy and Cassidy is dead? Well, William, with his incredible ability to create creepiness, takes the remnant from Cassidy, which is essentially life energy, and creates an android capable of living like a real person, and brings Cassidy back to life as an android. But Cassidy has no memories of his death or past life and is renamed Michael Afton. If you find this pill difficult to swallow, the FNAF books also use this android idea, giving even more credence to its likelihood in the games. So Cassidy is now split into two. Cassidy's soul is trapped in Golden Freddy, Cassidy's mind and remnant are now called Michael. This is why Michael does not die from the scooping or barfing up Ennard in Sister Location. He's an android. He can't die that easily.
Because God is protecting him. God is watching over Michael and this video. He knows I am atoning for my sins. I can feel the light shining down, telling me I'm doing the right thing. I can already feel this video becoming the beautiful, family-friendly butterfly I know it can be.
Now here comes the part where I diverge from our last video. Not that our last video couldn't be true, but I believe this one is just as, if not more likely, to be true. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong and change my beliefs based on new evidence. With that being said, I believe that this scene of Golden Freddy we get at the end of Custom Night is not Golden Freddy passing on. Let me explain exactly what I'm trying to say. In FNAF 6, all the animatronics are burned, right? All of them, but Golden Freddy. Then in UCN, we see Old Man Consequences tell Golden Freddy to, quote, rest your own soul. Golden Freddy proceeds to drown himself. I think this is the soul within Golden Freddy, Cassidy, finally being put to rest. We're seeing and hearing that soul finally escape the Golden Freddy suit to rest in peace on the other side. This would leave the Golden Freddy suit empty, but we know that isn't the case. We can see that there's definitely someone in Golden Freddy at the end of Ultimate Custom Night. So here's my thought. William dies with the rest of the animatronics in FNAF 6, but his soul isn't allowed to cross over. Instead, his soul takes the place of Cassidy's in the one animatronic that's left unburnt. Golden Freddy. Now, what's my proof for this? The most damning evidence is that twitching and jerking.
I am sorry for using the word damning. The D word will be scrubbed from the rest of this video so as not to corrupt your mind and fill your head with thoughts of the devil and flaming hot Cheetos place.
In every single game that takes place after Golden Freddy bit Michael, that suit is torn apart, deactivated, and unable to move. Not once in the eternity of FNAF have we ever seen the actual suit move since Cassidy inhabited it. So now, in this ending cutscene of Ultimate Custom Night, we're finally seeing the suit moving? That's not a coincidence. That's exactly what Scott is showing. He's trying to convey that someone is in that suit. It's not Cassidy, because we know how Cassidy acts inside of Golden Freddy. Cassidy never moved. He kinda teleports around, but that's about it. Plus, we've seen this type of movement before. It's extremely close to the trailer for FNAF 3. And who do we see twitching and fidgeting in the Golden Bonnie suit during that trailer? None other than William Afton. These movements go hand in hand with him and is extremely extremely darning evidence that William, while dead, is still bound to Earth through his soul. This is even further supported by Old Man Consequence's dialogue, "Leave the demon to his demons." What are William's demons? They're the animatronics he created, and now his soul is trapped inside one of his own animatronics. That line has two meanings, the obvious one being him getting killed over and over again by his own creations. But there's also the literal meaning of his soul being trapped inside of one of his demons, his creation. All this doesn't even take into account Golden Freddy's voice lines if you death coin him. His line is a clue that William Afton has not crossed over, is trapped in
Flaming Hot Cheeto-ish
purgatory, and he's trapped inside a suit, the only suit remaining. Who poetically delivers that line, "Let's find a suit that's right for you." Now, this revelation about what happened to William's soul poses another wrinkle in our theory. If William's soul is still trapped on Earth, how can he be experiencing a
Flaming Hot Cheeto-ish
purgatory? Well, first off, the idea of purgatory means that a soul is being held from crossing over. So if William's soul is being held on Earth, that in turn actually helps explain why he is experiencing purgatory. However, we also know that souls in the FNAF universe can experience things both on our plane of existence and outside of it. For example, Old Man Consequences and his pond isn't a real place, right?
We know from the Bible that Old Man Consequences and his pond are a real place. From page 87, "He who has donned the skin of a bear, shining and golden, shall find salvation beneath my murky waters. Fear not as you submerge yourself. Thou shalt be destroyed of sin and filled with family and friendly."
Golden Freddy didn't simply find him in a forest out back next to the pizzeria. This likely takes place on a plane of existence only accessible to the dead. It's even possible that the pond is the barrier between passing on and not. And OMC is the guardian for that barrier, allowing Golden Freddy to pass on, but not William. And this isn't literally Golden Freddy we're seeing talk to OMC, it's Cassidy, Golden Freddy's trapped soul. The only way Scott can let us know this is his soul is by representing Cassidy with the Golden Freddy sprite. But this isn't new information. We've actually seen souls experiencing things outside of reality in FNAF 3. During FNAF 3, we get two types of minigames. The ones that happen after you beat a night, where you control an animatronic and try to get into a secret room, and the others you can unlock during the night, where you control animatronics in extremely weird environments. We can tell in these unlockable minigames that these things didn't happen in our world, whereas the minigames we get after beating a night did. There's no possible way Mangle jumped up a bunch of balloons into the sky only to fall to an exit door in the middle of nowhere. These are the experiences of souls outside of our plane of existence, and the animatronic is a representation of that soul. So we know which soul went on that journey. However, all these souls scaring Purple Guy into the golden Bonnie suit did happen in reality. We get a real-life cutscene of William in the suit at the end of FNAF 3. This means that in FNAF, souls still being held on Earth can experience real-life events and also experience events on another plane of existence, hence making it possible for William's soul to be held on Earth, while completely experiencing Ultimate Custom Night as purgatory. This is all happening in William's soul, in William's purgatory, because his soul is trapped within the Golden Freddy suit, making him unable to pass on. We know the suits can keep souls from passing on, thanks to Henry's line at the end of FNAF 6.
"And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you."
So when we see that cutscene of Golden Freddy at the end of the game, each jolt, each fidget, are the deaths we experienced in the game. William is trapped, finally getting to taste the same medicine that he gave all those children, being tormented by his own creations in a purgatory outside of our world while being bound to our world. Unable to pass on, unable to move, and only capable of twitching as his soul is ripped apart over and over and over again. That's the story of Father and Son
and Holy Ghost.
The tale of a father who destroyed an entire son's life twice over. The story of a soul trapped within a golden body and its android counterpart that walked the earth. The story of William's fate and the eternal agony he experiences because his soul cannot leave our world. That's the story of Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night. The
family-friendly
story you never knew.
I understand that was still unbearable to watch. Despite our best efforts, I know some of the unfamily friendliness still leaked through. If you have still not seen our original, despicable, shameful, flaming hot Cheetos version, please do not click or tap the link. And if the link is in the description, please do not click it. It is not worthy of your time. I've done my best to make this video as family friendly as possible. I hope the YouTube gods will have mercy on my soul. Good night, sweet, gentle viewer.